So welcome to another episode of the AtoZ of AV. In this episode we're going to be talking about the letter O, which stands for
outdoors. Where are you, a parrot? You're a parakeet.
This is
Outdoor or outdoors. What can we do?
We'll think of everything we do indoors, pretty much with a few exceptions, we can do outdoors. So TV, audio, control, lights, Wi-Fi, CCTV, cinema,
Yes.
swimming pools, everything. I say there's a few exceptions, I'm trying to think of what they are now.
Yeah.
It's easier to count on one hand
Well,
the things that we can't do it outside.
I suppose the only exceptions would be the physical, say, keypads or touchscreens, remotes, etc. So the interfaces, that's the one thing that can't be transposed into an outdoor world, really.
Unless it's under shelter.
Yeah. But everything else, like speakers, TVs, control of whatever you need to physically control, lights, etc., security, there are outdoor or what some companies call all-weather rated or IP rated.
Some of the outdoor equipment that we use is also stuff that we would potentially use in like a spa environment where the humidity is really high. So the equipment could get wet. Same as outdoors really, except probably the other way around in England where everything's really cold and damp. In a spa it's really moist.
Indoor pools, they're all the same. We've had can you call it the luxury of working inside the contained areas of indoor pools a few times whilst hanging TVs, speakers, touchscreens, keypads, although the keypads don't last too long.
No.
Because, like I already said, the keypads are not really rated for outdoor use, and corrosion tends to get the better of them and kill them. But the speakers and TVs still work, so that's what counts.
So onto TV. You can get IP rated TVs, but some of them are very, very expensive. The watertight TVs that you can buy. These are specifically designed for going outside or being put in bathrooms, for example. Some people like to go down the cheaper route, whereas you'd use a normal TV and then when you're not using it, cover it up. That's perfectly acceptable, but be prepared to replace that TV every few years, because depending on where you live, it could get very cold at night or it could get very hot in the day,
Or sideways rain.
Sideways
that does
rain.
happen.
That does happen.
Yeah.
It's that sideways rain that gets you soaked.
Alternatively, TVs can go inside enclosures.
Yeah, we have done this. I have seen this.
You want this.
What else?
Wi-Fi outside. That's something recently with the exception of one customer, a lot of people don't seem to consider having Wi-Fi outside. They just worry about what's inside the house, especially now while it's cold and wet outside and everyone's inside because of the lockdown.
I mean, it's completely understandable that, you know, when you go outside, you're going to use your mobile devices. You're probably going to be on 4G.
Especially in the summer.
Yeah.
Here's the twist. You said 4G you can use outside. Yeah, okay, there are some areas that we know of where even outdoors there is zero signal. But here's the thing to consider. When everyone's outside using their 4Gs and the new 5Gs that give you all sorts of viruses and shit, it does actually slow down the service for everyone else in the area. So if you have your own Wi-Fi in your own garden, you're back in business.
Not only that, a lot of smart devices require a connection to your Wi-Fi to be able to control them. Some can do remotely, and a lot of the time we tend to specify systems where that can be controlled remotely, so you wouldn't have any problem with using your 4G to control things in your house. But sometimes that's just not, the budget's not there for it. Some of them require monthly subscriptions, for example. So you're going to make sure that the device that's controlling those elements is on the Wi-Fi. Where if you're in the back of the garden, you might not be able to get Wi-Fi unless you specifically designed a system to cater for garden Wi-Fi, which is where an external access point would come in handy.
Similarly to outdoor stuff, it's the same kind of task to expand something you have inside the house to, say, an outhouse, like a summer house, an outdoor cinema, that kind of thing, or as we've done at a medical clinic place, I don't know what they do, Wi-Fi. Yes, that's the thing they do.
The backcrackers.
Yeah. The motorbike riders.
I am not a professional at this.
Same things apply, I suppose, because usually, especially with some huts, they might not be as waterproof or as moisture-proof as your house is. So having something that's IP rated in there,
It's a damp environment.
bonus. It works.
Excellent.
It's not going to fail on you.
Not going to get wet. Well, it is going to get wet, but not inside.
So we've been throwing this term IP rating around a lot. What does it even mean?
You don't know?
No, of course I know.
Ingress
protection. Well, thank you for once again tuning in to the A to Z of AV with Command AV. Today we've been exploring the letter O for outdoor equipment. Next week we're looking at the letter P, which stands for projectors and projection screens. Yeah, we're good at this. We're paid professionals.
We do this a lot,
Yeah.
This is kind of our thing.